Okay, so I read chapter 2 of Ultra Learning, and it basically talked about the definition of ultra learning. What does it mean to be an ultra learner? The definition of an ultra learner is basically someone who, and I took notes here, who strategically acquires skills and knowledge that is self directed and intense. So let's give an example. I do Duolingo. That is not ultra learning. That is kind of learning for fun. It's a way to make myself feel like I'm learning something every day. But in reality, if I went to Mexico, the likelihood that I could hold a conversation is very low. On the other hand, an ultra learner would effectively, deeply understand the topic. They would do whatever they could to understand how to speak Spanish. They would do it quickly too. So, some examples of that are I think I might have mentioned it in the other video, but the book gave an example of a guy who went for a full year, 3 months in different countries, submersing himself in the language. So he wasn't allowed to speak any English while he was in the country. So if I went to Mexico and wanted to speak Spanish, I could become an ultra learner by basically making it impossible for me to not learn the language. So I'm doing everything that I can, self directed, to learn it. Self directed learners can also decide that perhaps school is the best way to learn that subject. Ultra learners aren't banned from education or having other people help them, but the difference between an ultra learner and just someone who's learning is a lot of you will understand going through high school, just kind of drifting through it. You're just floating along, like kind of learning it, just trying to pass, trying to make it by. Or maybe even trying hard, but you're not like, you don't have a purpose behind it. A lot of people don't have a purpose behind the education that they're getting. And so, what motivates an ultra learner is having a desire for not, it's usually not for the money, but it's for what they receive from it. So, it's like they have some deeper motive. The man who went every 3 months learning languages, it wasn't so he could become a world class translator. It was so that for one he knew that he could do it. He felt accomplished that he was able to accomplish such an astounding feat, and that was his motive. He wanted to see if he could do it. So that's usually what motivates an ultra learner. And um, part of it is learning the skill quickly, but the real key is effectively. So a lot of us might have packed schedules and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't be an ultra learner. I have too much stuff. Like, let's say I wanted to learn how to be a professional musician. I don't have that much time to learn to be a musician, but I could take like an hour every day and make that 1 hour count, like be effective at it. Or whenever I go to the gym, sometimes I'm slacking off. So instead, to become an ultra learner, I could go in there and I could think, okay, what can I really do to make this gym session effective? I already go to the gym every day. So instead, like, I have that opportunity to up my game. I already study sales every single day. So I have that opportunity to up my game and become an ultra learner. I already read books. I can read them better. I can read them more effectively. I can like go way deeper than I'm going right now. So there's always a way to get better in what you're already doing. You don't have to add a whole another part of learning something to your routine. You already have chances to become an ultra learner in the routines you have in your day. I can guarantee that for a fact. Um, Another thing that the book mentioned was that average is over. The gap between top performers and low performers is widening. So the top performers are spreading thin, they're doing more, and the low performers are becoming crowded. So people who have really high skills are making more because there's less of them. And people at the bottom are all trying to cram in and like all fit together, but it's not working. So the gap has been widening for a couple decades, especially in the United States specifically. And yeah, so that's basically what I learned in this one. It was inspiring to see kind of what the actual definition is. And even though I just kind of gave a definition, there's no factual definition. Like, you can't pin it down exactly. Sometimes it's a little bit personality, sometimes it's a little bit of backstory, like things that motivate you. Like, you'll never hear, you'll like, you can hear a story and be like, oh my gosh, he did that. Wow, that's so crazy. I can do that too. And you can, but it's going to be different. So, you can't exactly replicate ultra learning. You have to take it in, the concepts of it, and then plug it into your own life and become your own ultra learner. Do the things that work for you, sort of thing. So that's what I learned, and I hope everybody who's watching this learned something and can implement more ultra learning into your daily life. And in the future videos, I'll give better definitions of what it actually, or examples of actually ultra learning, because I know this was very brief. So, yeah.